Okay, so we're going to do notes for 4-3. We're going to look at matrix operations. Okay, so we're going to be doing different things. So here we're going to be adding these. You have your multiplying by your scalar, and then you're going to add them. Okay, then add, then multiply. So there's different ones. We're going to be doing different things. Okay, so they use the matrices below to perform the following operations. So they give you the matrix A, B, C, D, and E. Okay, so now we're gonna work. I'll just pick some of these. Okay, so let's do the first one, A plus E. First, let's go ahead and write our dimensions of all of them down, so then that way we can see if they're the same dimensions or not. So this one's going to be a 2 by 2. Remember, it's rows by columns, so 2 rows by 3 columns. This one's going to be 3 by 2. This one's going to be 3 by 3. And this one's going to be a 2 by 2. Okay, so A and E, it's telling us to add them, and since they're the same dimensions, we can. So if we wrote it out, we'd have -1, 4, 5, 7, plus E, which is 3, 9, -1, 0. Okay, so now you're going to just add them. -1 plus 3 is going to be 2, 13, 4, and 7. Okay. Okay, so each position you're just adding 5, -1, and 7, and 0. Okay. All right, so now let's look. Let's do number 2. So you're going to have 2 times E, and E was 3, 9, -1, 0, minus 3 times A, which was -1, 4, 5, 7. Okay, so now you're going to multiply the scalar by the matrix. Okay, so you're going to have 2 times 3, which is 6, -2, 18, and 0. And now you're going to have -3 times -1 is +3. -3 times 4 is -12. And -3 times 5 is -15. And -3 times 7 is -21. Okay, so now we're going to add them because we already distributed our negative sign when we did our scalar. So now the sign is positive, plus. Okay, so now then let's add these together. 6 plus 3 is 9. 18 minus 12 is 6. -2 plus -15 is -17. And 0 plus -21 is -21. So it's -17. Okay. All right, so now let's look. On B plus C, so if you do B, which is here, plus C, you have 2 by 3 and a 3 by 2. So when you're adding and subtracting, they have to be the same dimensions, right? And up here we have 2 by 3 and 3 by 2, so they are not the same. So you cannot do that. So no solution. Okay. Okay. All right, so now we'll do B times C. See if we can do that. So B is 2 by 3. C is 3 by 2. So the middle numbers we're multiplying, meaning the middle numbers in our dimensions are the same, 3 and 3. So we can do this. So let's rewrite it. And you're going to have B, which is going to be 0, 1, -2, -3, 6, -1, times C, which is going to be -7, 4, 5, 3, -2, 2. Okay. So now you're going to get 0 times -7 is 0, plus 1 times 4 is 4. -2 times 5 is -10. Okay, so now we're going to do our first row times our second column over here. Okay, so 0 times 3 is 0. 1 times -2 is -2. And -2 times 2 is -4. Okay, now let's do our second row times our first column. So you're going to have negative 3 times negative 7 is going to be positive 21. 6 times 4 is 24. Negative 1 times 5 is minus 5. Now you're going to do second row times your second column. Negative 3 times 3 is 9, or actually negative 9. 6 times negative 2 is negative 12. And negative 1 times 2 is minus 2. Okay, so now you're just going to do the math. And you're going to get 4 minus 10. It's going to be negative 6. Negative 2 minus 4, negative 6. 21 plus 24 minus 5, get 40. And then you're going to get negative 9 minus 12 minus 2, negative 23. Okay. All right. So easy enough. Let's flip it over. We're still doing the same thing. Now we're doing C times B, C times D, D times C. I'm not going to work all of these out because they all work the same way. This is stuff that we've learned in the notes over the last 2 days. So let's look at number 8. Let's find the value of each variable. We'll do one example of this. Okay, so you're going to have, here's your equal sign in between them. Okay, so that means that whatever's in this position is equal to whatever's in this position. Okay, so you've got 2x is equal to 10. So x is equal to 5. And now let's say we have y minus 3 is equal to 4. So y minus 3 is equal to 4. So you're going to have y is equal to 7. Now then, let's look down here. We have w plus y is equal to 8. But we know y is 7. So you would have w plus 7 is equal to 8. So w would be equal to 1. And then z, you have 3z plus 1 is equal to this position, the same position over here, is 2z minus 9. So now you're going to subtract your your 2z, both sides, and you're going to get z plus 1 equals negative 9. Minus 1, and you're going to get z is equal to negative 10. Okay? Easy enough, right? So you just, each position, you put them equal to each other and then solve, okay, for your variable. Okay. All right, so let's basically just kind of review and practice on what we've learned.